Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So let me show you guys what I'm up to today. It's just going to be a real quick video. Harvey wants to make a scrap run, and I want to do this for like a few different reasons. Reason number one, my wife's been bugging me about the dryer sitting in the backyard, which is a small reason considering all the other junk sitting around, but I might as well get rid of the dryer. That'll make her happy. So that's one thing. The second thing is the Escort there. I pulled the radiators out of it and the catalytic converter and a few other aluminum pieces, and they're right in there. There's the air conditioner condenser and the radiator. Got 3 batteries here, just some loose stuff floating around. And basically what I want to see is what I'm going to get for this microwave. If, considering the amount of work it was to take these guys out and to cut the catalytic off, quite honestly, if I'm going to get a $20 bill out of it, by the time you figure out what it costs to beat up on my hands and tools and everything else, it really just doesn't pay. I have a buddy of mine, Charlie, who has a heavy trailer, and I think they're paying close to 6 cents a pound or 6.5 cents a pound for cars. So what I would do is, if that's the case, I'll have them pick up this one, or we'll work together at it, and I'll get rid of the Kia too, right? I'm just going to grab some lights and so forth off the Kia. But if the catalytic converter, honestly, is only going to pay me like a $20 bill, it's a lot of work to get the car jacked up, to get the catalytic converter off, cutting it off, trying to keep the metal out of your eyes and ears and mouth and all that stuff. I just as soon, and so I get let's say $30 less for the car, but you're putting in 3 hours worth of work between jacking it up and everything else. The numbers just don't work out for me. So I'm gonna, it's research. Depending on what the numbers are, I'll make a decision what to do with these rigs. These are aluminum wheels. So well, that's a hubcap. So I am gonna bag the wheels. There's some garbage in there. I want to get rid of it. In the town I live in, sin number one, the one that'll get you in the most trouble with the town, is having unregistered cars. So I'm aware of that, and I really need to do better with it. If that's what's going to get me in the most trouble, I really should get rid of the unregistered cars. And there are 4 of them, quite honestly: the Escort, the Grand Caravan, the Kia, and the one in the barn, the white Ford truck. About them being in the barn is crossing the property line, and they're in a building, though the building was supposed to be torn down according to everything. So if the town showed up tomorrow and said, hey, what the hell are you doing, right? Obviously the Escort would disappear immediately, and so would the Kia, and then I would drive the Caravan down into the white barn, and they would all be gone. They can't give me trouble on the Clark because the Clark is not registerable. They could theoretically give me trouble on the 2 police Cushmans like my buddy had, but I can squeeze one into the barn and then put one in the garage. Theoretically, all the trailers are supposed to be registered, and there are quite a few of those floating about, right? Like that one right there. And here in New York, it's somewhere around $50 a year or every other year to register a trailer, something like that. I know a lot of my buddies register their trailers up in Maine or New Hampshire, and that allows them to register them for about $40 for 3 years. It's 10 or $15 a year instead of $50 a year like here in New York. So what I'd like you guys to do with this load is give it a guess. If I had a guess, I'd call it on the outside 200 pounds worth of sheet metal, which is about, or metal at 4 or 5 cents a pound. I don't know. You're probably looking at $8 worth of sheet metal. Batteries, just for an outsider, call it $10 worth of sheet metal, which I think is way fat. And then the batteries, if you call those $5 each, and so 10 and 15 is 25. Let's say he gives me another 10 for the catalytic, 25, 35 for the radiators. I don't know, they don't weigh much. 5, 40. Yeah, I got less than a $50 load here. Barely pays to run it, but it does. This stuff is in the way. I want it gone. Yeah, I mean, there's some dirty aluminum there. I'm gonna call it between 35 and 50. If I got 50, I'd be happy. It would actually be worthwhile making the trip. If it's below 35, I really, didn't do very good. So you guys could guess. I mean, the dryer doesn't weigh much, 60, 70 pounds, 80 pounds. Microwave, the pressure washer, it might only be 100 pounds worth of metal, which is like $4. I don't know. Call it 5 for the metal, and then the catalytic, hopefully 10. So 5 and 10 is 15. Hopefully 15 for the batteries. Yeah, I'm going to say between 35 and 50. 40 plus or minus 10. You guys could guess, and when I do the next video, I'll mention it. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and please get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now.